Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is Loren again. Today we're going to go over the top three 2020 refrigerators side by side to start. So this guy here, this is my number 3. This is the Samsung. This is the RS22 HD. Really popular model. First, all Samsungs have the rounded handles on these. They're moving over towards the new flat cover, so you might see that towards the end of 2020. Really sleek. The dispenser on the front looks really nice. It isn't too bulky or big. Going on to the inside of the unit. First thing we notice, this does have a lot of different features. So collapsible shelving. It does have your wine rack too. Also for cans, you have this rack on the side as well. It does all LED lighting on the interior, so really bright fridge when you have this guy plugged in. This does have twin cooling, which basically means it keeps your freezer and your fridge air separate. So in the fridge it's going to be more humid, in your freezer it's going to be more dry. So the purpose of that is going to keep your produce lasting longer, also keeping your frozen goods more dry in a frozen state. So it keeps that a little bit better. And ice maker, forgot to mention, this is a 5.5 capacity, 5.5 gallons, and it does create 4.4 gallons, or sorry, pounds of ice a day. And that is my number 3 pick, guys. And let's move on to number 2. All right, guys, and this is my number 2 choice. This is the Bosch. This is the B20CS30. Really popular model for the side-by-side. So let's move into the interior. This guy, to start, it's all LED lighting on the inside, very similar to the Samsung. This also does have your multi-box, so there's more room for division on these. So you can kind of divide up depending on what you have, fruits and vegetables in there. This does have multi-airflow too. So what that is in the back, it actually has a fan that circulates all the air around, so you get more consistent temperatures throughout the unit. That just has produce helps keep produce lasting longer. On the interior here, this does have your ice maker on the door, so higher capacity, 7 pounds versus your Samsung at 5.5, so a little bit more storage, but it does take up a little bit more space. This does have a little kind of guide for how long you want to keep frozen items in there, so it's kind of helpful, just kind of a little thing, a little cheat sheet there. What it's really popular and known for is having the super cold and the super freeze. So for the fridge, it'll actually, let's say if you're stocking the fridge full of groceries, this will actually, you can turn on this button right here, it'll actually crank up the compressor and cool the fridge down faster so your produce will last longer and just get the fridge back down to the right temperature. Alright guys, and that is my number 2 pick. Let's move on to number 1. Alright guys, this brings me to my number 1 choice. This is the KitchenAid. This is the RSC503. Really popular model in the KitchenAid line for their side-by-sides. These are all 3 fridges, by the way, are counter depth. So they don't stick out that far into your kitchen. These are kind of more custom design, a little bit more flush. But the reason why I like this one as number 1, first off, measured fill. This one's going to be able to choose ounces, milliliters, quarts, cups, whatever you want. You could actually have that there. Place it, do measured fill for 6 ounces if you're cooking and you want to cook with filtered water. You can just do 6 ounces of water. It will dispense that with the measured fill option. So really cool feature. KitchenAid is known for kind of their cooking, and everything that is designed around their cooking products. So that measured fill, just for people that like to cook. The interior, throughout all the brands we've mentioned, kind of produce lasting longer, kind of very consistent. This is the only fridge that has 2 completely independent cooling systems for the freezer and the fridge. So the freezer is not sharing any air with the fridge at all. That keeps it completely separate, so you can really get a really dry climate in your freezer where you want it, more of a humid climate in your fridge. Also has a fresh flow, so you have the air filters in the back. You could actually, for smells and stuff, people that like to cook a lot and they have produce, you actually have a little dispenser back here, a little carbon filter that you could clear out to keep your fridge smelling a little bit more fresh. Also, you have the wine shelf here. These are all adjustable. You can raise or lower these depending where you want them. All LED lighting all the way around. You got your water filter up top. Compared to the other refrigerators, this one has 3 bins versus just 2, so a little bit more room to divide things up, and then you get 2 in your freezer. And guys, that is my number 1 choice, so feel free to subscribe to the channel again, and we'll see you guys next week.